Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Anton Daniels. What's
Yeah.
up,
Oh
bro?
hell.
You're
Oh,
muted.
yeah.
You're muted.
Yeah, I'm traveling, hotel life, so
Yeah, I was
my
gonna say
bad.
that's not your normal setup.
Yeah, I'm always on the road. You
Ain't
know
got a
me.
mic carry with
I'm
him.
about the bag. Yeah, man, I'm a professional, bro.
He is about the bag.
Can y'all hear me good? Is everything
Yeah,
good?
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's the question? Because I heard the young lady is it Neek? Intrigued by
Nick.
Neek? Is that
Mm-hmm.
okay? Yeah, I heard her say that it's not possible to be disciplined on the road,
I didn't
and
say it wasn't possible. I was just saying that from my experience, I see
well,
people
you said
wilding
that you
out.
disagree. You said that you disagreed.
Yeah, and then I also said that I didn't hear you say that you work first, and so I was thinking like you saying like I just travel to work and not do anything, and I wanted to shed light that there are people out there wilding out, like doing all kinds of
Yeah,
things.
because they're weak. Because they're weak. Because they're more driven by the things that they desire in their immediate future instead of being focused on the thing that actually add value to their life. See, let me help you to understand something. When a woman does not have to subject herself to the possibility that she has to be um, entertaining in that way, in which she can
Mm.
be completely focused on the things that she's focused on. See, the things that guys don't understand is that women are smarter than us, right? They're smarter than us. They add more value. Look, the greatest game in the world is chess. But if you really study a chessboard, you'll understand that it really tells a story about history. And that's the beautiful thing about it. That's why, even though the king is to be protected, the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. Wars have been started, won, and lost based off of women, right? And so when you start to take that into consideration and you understand what the bag really means, then you know that I employ a lot of women. The majority of people that I employ are women. But one of the reasons that I'm so successful is because they'll die for me. They'll go off a bridge for me because they operate in a space to where they're completely in their element, and that they don't have to worry about anything other than doing the thing that they're absolutely great at. And so when you exercise dick discipline, even when it comes to me, right? So I'm married. I've been married for 17 years since I was 22 years old. I'm 39 now, right? Wildly successful millionaire, started multiple businesses, the whole nine yards. The thing about it is that the way I've been able to become successful is that I understand that everything is business. And so when I think about everything being business, I'm always focused on the thing that would drive me down or take away from my value. And me intersecting personal with business is bad business. Even side chicks, right? I have the option to exercise, right? I can do
Mm-hmm.
whatever I want and get away with it. However, I also understand that side chicks is bad business because I understand the value of my time. If you got a
Well, it
side chick, that
depends
means you
on
got to
what
throw
kind of
her in
side chick
for
you have, though.
no anytime, any minute. See, let me
I
tell you something.
disagree
It's
with
eight
that.
thousand. It's 8,760 hours in a year, and last year I made 1.2 million. That means that my time is worth roughly between 136 and $142 an hour. Any hour that I spend with you is time wasted. Time is my currency, and I understand the value of my time, so I'm never going to waste it on anybody that does not add value to my life.
But some
How do,
people need a
how do you
side
know
chick, and
that?
that's what adds value to
How do you
their
know
life.
that? How do you know that
How
they
does that
wouldn't
how
have
does
value?
how does that add value to my life?
Some
How do you know
people
that it
need that.
wouldn't?
Some people aren't fulfilled in their relationships, and
That's
they,
because they're chasing happiness. And
well,
nobody should
whatever.
ever chase no, 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 no. Nobody should ever chase happiness. Ever. You chase growth. And the way that you chase growth, because happiness is subjective. I've seen two bums
Agreed.
sit under a viaduct and be happy together.
Hmm.
That's not what you should be chasing. You should chase growth. And growth causes you to be uncomfortable. And the way that you get uncomfortable is by putting yourself in a position that you can do things that other people can't. And that's the reason why there's people that are successful and people, even if you look at the Bill Gates of the world, if you look at all of the successful men that have had side chicks, we're
Hmm.
having conversations about their side chicks when they've done all of this great thing and their legacy is now tainted because they were unable to control themselves.
Is it tainted? I don't think it's tainted. I think it shows. I think
nobody
it shows
is
that
talking
there's.
about how great Bill Gates are. They only talking about how many women he had at work.
I mean, because we've had that conversation for years.
That's common.
So we know he's.
Yeah, we know Microsoft. We all have Microsoft. So
Yeah.
what else do we have to talk about?
What you
And
mean?
It's news. It's new gossip.
Yeah.
Again, this is the reason why I'm assuming that you're single, right?
Who?
You.
Very happily married, baby.
Oh, you happily married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I digress on that. So let me apologize.
A lot of people do because of the way. Yeah, I get you. You're not the first to think that.
But the interesting thing about it is that your mindset is off when it comes to business. It's completely off. And there's plenty of men. I'm surrounded by them all the time. I know doctors. I know lawyers. I know accountants. I know some of the greatest men that have some of the greatest net worths. And I'm trending towards being a decamillionaire, right? All of the men around me are disciplined. They don't subject themselves to that lifestyle at all because they have greater things that they're trying to achieve. And none of this nonsense feeds into any of that greatness.
But some people thrive when they have. I just want to back up too because we don't really know each other. So my
whole life is online. The last 8 years.
I know. I'm just saying right now. I don't really know you. So I'm just saying once you make these accusations or whatever, like my mind being off when it comes to business may not be true unless you're just saying that because I feel like that there is a place in some people's lives for side chick. Is that why you said that?
There's no.
But there may be because it depends on the individual. And that's just what I'm challenging. Yeah. It depends on the individual. Some men need several women, like in polygamy. You need several wives to fulfill. Well, let them be undisciplined, but it works for them.
Anton,
it doesn't work.
You can be weak or strong.
Listen. Just because we live in a free country and you can do anything you want, don't mean it worked for them.
You should.
Anton,
don't mean it worked for them.
Anton, if then why is Bill Gates great if he had side chicks?
What are you talking about? Like
he's great and he has side chicks.
It's not. But here's the thing about it, and this is the part that people don't understand. It's not about being great. Hold on. I'm gonna answer your question. Yeah. It's not about being great. It's living up to your potential. And I don't want to leave anything on the table when it comes to the thing that I was supposed to do and accomplish while I was here through weakness. So even as great as he could be, his legacy will still be tainted because he always had that blemish on his record. And there's plenty of men in history that have that blemish. And when the conversation comes to them, often at times they refer to that blemish before they refer to all of the greatness that comes along with it.
But Anton, didn't he already do that? So doesn't he deserve some side chicks?
There is no already. Okay, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. This is the perfect opportunity. How much is enough money?
I don't know.
You never have enough money.
Yeah,
exactly. So there's never a limit because you don't know what your true potential is. When you reach a goal, you set a new one. That's what men do. We conquer, we win. Right. We continue to move the goalposts according to where we're at the time because we still have gas left in the tank.
Do you have time?
There is no already won. Already won for you is okay. He did this because that's the limit of your mind as far as what you deem as success. But that's not the limit for some other people that feel like they still have gas in the tank.
But why do that if not to be happy for a little bit?
What do you mean? Happiness is subjective. You telling me I can't be happy unless I do the thing that's not right?
Well, you're gonna do.
What's not right about it though? What if that's the way they live their lifestyle?
You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do to be happy, and some of that sometimes it's. And
which is I'm not saying the definition of a weak man. Doing things based off of happiness is weak.
Right.
But you can be weak and still, achieve your goals and live a great life. So I don't get no matter how much money you have, you heard that before. We all go into the same grave. The grave is the same size.
Okay. Why do you think I coach people, right? And Clement already knows this. I coach people because I already won in certain aspects of my life, so I want to continue to push myself. And the goal is to leave this earth in a better state had I not been here. Right. So I continue to pour into people. Now people become my currency. It's not just about being happy. That's not it. The happiness, the money, all that stuff. It's not just about making money. It's not just about being rich. All of the money come along with it. It's about fulfilling your purpose. And if you're leaving anything on the table, it's a travesty.
Is that all it is, though?
That's exactly all it is.
You're not allotted some time for yourself, sometimes to be weak.
That comes with it. No.
Ain't
no such thing as weakness. I don't believe in it. And this is the problem with society today, is because so many people have subjected themselves to this mindset that it's okay to be weak because they've been raised and coddled and society has allowed for it. But that's not how real can operate.
Being weak could be subjective, because what you're calling weak, I don't
Every
think that's
argument
weak.
that you make is in favor of weakness, happiness, subjecting yourself to stuff that does not align with doing great things. And I don't understand
to fit in your world and to walk your path. Like, but what about those people who don't give a damn about being a deca millionaire?
Oh no, we gonna move them off the board. Those are what we call pawns. We cool with that.
I'm not, because the pawns are on the board, and if they get past you, they become the more powerful.
What is your argument? What exactly are you saying?
My argument is that people.
Wait. Let me ask my question. Because every single thing that you said while I've been on this whole podcast is all in favor of negativity. So what is your argument exactly?
No.
Every single thing you said, nothing.
There's nothing negative about what I say. No, what do you mean negative about people being able to
argue in favor of doing the wrong thing? So what exactly is
the wrong thing in your eyes?
Yeah.
You're not God, dude. You don't end. You don't put a period.
What do being God have to do with? What do being God have to do with?
Because you think that your way is the right way.
Wait.
And now you want to call it negative.
You just said out of your own mouth that you know people when the cat's away, the mice will play.
I do.
So if they're not doing it in open without any kind of reservation with their partner knowing it, how is that the right thing to do in any way, shape, or form?
Because they feel like they can't live their lives out loud because they're going to get judged by people sitting on the internet saying that they're doing the wrong thing or whatever. Because their book has been written for them. Because their book has been written for them. Yeah, because their book has been written for. That's why you got download men.
Yo, if you can't stand on your truth, if you can't do it with your backbone, and that means that you're weak. You shouldn't be doing it unless you can do it.
I agree, but I feel like society comes down on people and they can't be themselves because excuses. And my excuse is that I feel like people are so judgmental and they put their own beliefs on people, and you can't just be. You can't be born and just be who you want to be, because you have to follow everyone's path that they have written out for you instead of just being.
You're right. You can't just be, because the beautiful thing about this country is that you got the freedom to do what you want, but you don't have freedom from consequences. And the thing about it is that when you start putting things in a context and you start paying attention to how all of these people are operating, what they're doing and what they're failing to do is take responsibility and accountability for all the other people that they affect as a result of it too. Because when you down low and you can't do the thing that you're supposed to do, and you can't be honest with your partner, and you can't live your life in the open, what happens is you start to affect other people around you. That's why you got so many kids that don't have fathers. That's why you got so many broken families. That's why you got all of these people that feel like they can do what they want to do and have sex, but don't take the responsibility that come along with it after you get the results. I don't subject myself to that mindset. If you're going to do it, then do it and follow through on all of the things that come along with it. Don't just say I can do whatever I want to do because it makes me happy, because you're leaving a lot of collateral damage in your wake. And then other people got to come behind you and pick up the pieces for all of the crap that you're doing. I gotta deal with all of these men on a regular basis that's broken because somebody told them that they can do whatever they want to do without being accountable for themselves. And that's the problem. And Clement, no, I coach hundreds of men. I've coached thousands of men to being successful, of turning their lives around. And somewhere along the line, somebody told them that you can do what you want to do because it makes you happy. And that's trash. Because somebody like me then got to come behind. And although I do all the good and I live my life like an open book, and I try to be the exact reflection of what I would want my daughter to marry and what I think all of these dudes should really model themselves by, then you come behind and tell me that I'm not God. Ain't nobody trying to be God. I'm trying to be the thing that we need to be, instead of championing the stuff that's wrong. And that's why I
No,
questioned you in the first place and said, well, what is your position? Because everything that you're saying is all based off of letting people do whatever they want to do without any kind of
because that's how I
accountability that come along
feel,
with it.
and those are that's my personal
Which is
perspective on life.
exactly why
And
men should not listen to women when they need to do what they're
well,
supposed to
that's
do. This is why
fine.
we tell them this. This
That's
is exactly
fine.
the
And
problem.
you don't have to.
Anton,
I never asked anybody to listen to me. But what
You
I'm saying is
talking.
people have people
You
need the
talking.
ability. That's why we have down low men, because people have
Because they not
can't
accountable.
express themselves. They can't
No,
tell,
because they
they
not
can't
accountable.
say things because you got other people saying, no, you have to live in this box. You have to do this. You have to do that. And then you
Anton,
got a lot of confused people that do need counseling as well, or therapy or whatever, or
And in the
coaching.
meantime, they leaving a whole trail of women that's lined up at the clinic, and more women in Atlanta, for example, in a down low capital, is being infected with all of these diseases as a result of people not taking responsibility and ownership, and then people
Right,
like
because they're
you
made to
supporting
feel
them as a
bad.
result. Nah,
No,
because
because they're
you
made to
treating the
feel bad
symptom, you're
about
not
their
treating the
life.
problem. You're treating the symptom, you're not treating the problem, and that's
Yeah.
that's the real problem.
The
Anton,
world doesn't owe you understanding. So
That's
you just
correct.
have to own up to, like, I understand what you're saying, Nick, because you're very empathetic and very sympathetic, which is wonderful. But when you take a step back and you really think about how your action can affect so many other people, generations, people have to take a
Yeah.
step back and really think about how they can be accountable for those things.
I get that, but if you do things that don't affect other people, like I don't really know, what happens after people do whatever it is that they do. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, there has to be space. I don't want to go as far as like affecting someone with HIV, but I do think that people should be allowed, like, if you're born, you have a human right to be whoever you are. And, you shouldn't be made to feel bad because the Christians are on you about, being gay or, whatever it is. I think that people should have that space because this is their world too. They were brought in it. They need that space to exist.
Well, don't be on the down low and stop getting married to people and then subjecting
Well, I
a woman
agree,
to
but see,
believing,
I agree with that.
believing
I
that
agree
you're
with that.
supposed to be a specific type of way. Don't nobody want to hear your excuses, yo. These is grown men that decide
I
every
agree with
single
that,
day
but
to do whatever they want to do, but you're not free from the consequences that come along with it. And you know what the unfortunate part about it is that it's not even us that suffer. It's not even the person that do the damage that suffer. It's the people that come after them. It's the children. It's the women. It's just the whole wake of destruction that come along with it. So then when somebody like me comes along and say, yo, you need to do better. You need to be proactive in your decisions instead of being reactive. You need to make sure that everything you do is intentional and with purpose. Then people will give me pushback. That's unfortunate.
That makes sense.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry.
Anton, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to add on to that because I think you and Nick are kind of agreeing, but if people,
no, we're not. Not even all.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Well, let me try and find the common ground.
The mediator.
So basically, so I think what he's saying is, if you live your life the way that you want to, you shouldn't rely on society to make you happy or accept you or choose you. If you're doing what you want to do, what you need to do, and you're making sure that you're not leaving this negative impact on those around you in your life, that's what you should be doing. And so it shouldn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter if the church disowns you or shuns you. If you coming out means that you're not affecting a bunch of people because you want to be down low and pretend to marry somebody and act straight and all of that, like, you shouldn't do that. Like, you should do that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And when I think down
But-
low, maybe I should have said, like, maybe I misspoke, y'all. I'm thinking about, like, in the closet, like people that hide
In
Yeah, I
general.
think
who they are.
down low would be the same.
Yeah, down low
Yeah.
is when you're like sleeping with other women to prove that you're.
It's the same.
No,
You think
it's the same thing.
It's the
Elmer,
same.
Oh, it is?
you
Okay.
want to say something though? Elmer,
Yeah.
you want to
Well,
say
I think we all agree that you shouldn't lie. I don't think that's the issue at hand.
No, we don't
And-
all agree. That's not what she's saying. That's not what she said.
So
I agree that we shouldn't lie, but I'm not gonna act like it doesn't happen, and I'm not gonna act like there's a reason, but a reason why people are hiding what they're doing or whatever.
But
is
it's
going
still
on in their
Acting
lives.
like it's not
what
acting
he
like it
thinks.
doesn't happen. Is that when you lie, you need to know that you're going to get consequences back, or someone else has to deal
I
with
mean, that's a given. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty
But
much
it's
it.
not a given, because if it was a given and people understood that there was consequences that came along with their actions and awakened destruction that comes along with the things that they do, maybe they would think differently about having dick discipline like I have.
Anton, do you think that most guys can be like you, or
In
like
what
do
way?
what you do? Oh,
Because I'm great. I'm great in a lot of ways. Let's be clear.
just like
In what way?
what you're
Yeah,
trying to
real
teach,
talk. I'm that good. I'm that great.
like that in the
You
things
might
that
not
you're
like the vessel, but
in the.
perfection comes. This is perfection. Let's be clear.
Yeah, no, you're a very good looking man. Would you say that most men could follow what you're teaching, or is it like a niche or like a
No, they
percentage
can't.
of
They do it
men?
every single day. I
Everybody.
push men. Even the one guy that I kicked out of my Patreon, the one guy that I kicked out, and Clement, I don't even know if you've seen my last live stream with Courtney, not the one that I just did with my wife, but the one I did with Courtney.
That one that he came back on, the kid with the reparation shirt.
And he acknowledged.
Yeah, I remember.
He acknowledged that, yo, I was off, I was wrong, and I miss exactly everything that you sent. Clement, you see all the game that I give, because the thing that I coach, I don't just give game on finances, right? I give you all of the game on how you can move differently, how you can save money on your taxes, how you start your businesses, how you level up, all of that stuff. I make sure that the character comes along with it, because money doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you more of what you already are. So I hold people accountable. Clement, no. I call Clement out on his BS a lot of times, and I'd be like, yo, check yourself, fam. And he was like, yo, I didn't know you was going to say that to me. Man, I don't care. The only thing that matters is the truth. And it's only one truth. It's not your truth. It's not my truth. It's just the truth. Either you get it or you don't. Either you lazy or you productive. Either you married or you single. It ain't no in between. Ain't no gray area. It's just truth or it's lies. It's very clear. So yes, I think that men can do it, because I see them do it every single day, despite their circumstances and despite this echo chamber that we seeing online every single day of people trying to validate their behavior instead of trying to push them to be the best version of themselves.
Do you think that when men or people in general don't have the same goals as you, is that it's wrong?
You don't have to have the same goals. It don't have nothing to do with the same goals.
Nah, they ain't got nothing.
Don't have nothing to do with the same goals. I just want you to be the best version of yourself. And if you leaving anything on the table, then that's the travesty.
And that's one of the values that I teach my boys. I had somebody asking me, why you still finishing up your PhD? So one, I started it. I have boys, and then two, I want to leave a legacy, and then three, I don't ask them to obtain anything that I can't do. I don't have them try to do anything that I can't do, I haven't done. So I can't ask them to do something that I won't do. So I have to look at it from how they see me. And going back to what Anton was saying, yeah, you have to be accountable for the decisions that you make. Like if I do something, I'm gonna own that. I'm not gonna make no excuse about it. I did it, I own it. And if it's something bad, then I will rectify that on my own, but I won't try to make an excuse for my behavior, because I did that behavior. And at the time that I chose to do it, I wanted to do it. And that whole, do what make you right. The thing I teach my boys is I say, you do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. You do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. And I don't care how you feel about it. Dad, I'm tired. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But this right here needs to get done, like right now. And you can rest when you're done.
Yeah. Anton, what if people don't have a business-oriented mind? What if they don't care about that?
Everything we do in this lifetime is a learned behavior. Every single thing we do in this
Everything you do is learned behavior. Everything.
Clement know what I call myself. I'm the greatest C student of all time, bro. I am a lifetime C student.
Yeah.
If I can do it,
Yeah.
I'm giving you the game. I
So
give them the game.
You're saying
for free.
You're saying that people aren't people's interests are not something that they're born.
They're not disciplined. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna be real, bro. Most men, I'm not even gonna speak on women. Most men just haven't suffered enough. They don't know what it feels like to truly go through something because they're coddled, they're overly protected, and they don't understand what it means to really suffer and go through things and be able to earn your salt and become the man that you're supposed to be through trial.
Right.
That's how you become great.
Yep.
Right. So wouldn't you have to be weak at some point to learn that?
No.
Yeah, but you can drive that out of you though.
But at some point you have to have moments of weakness because they'll help you.
Oh, you talking about moments of weakness? You talking about within you? I thought you was talking about physically.
Both. Like,
Well, physically, I mean, who
physically
goes
do
to
something
who
wrong.
goes to the gym the first time and they're Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Like, you're driving that weakness out of you. But then at the same time, when it comes to character, morals, I'll give you a perfect example. I've built restaurants, right? I've done it online. I've documented it. I've gave everybody the blueprint as to like the video, the whole thing, how to go through the permit process, how to build it from scratch, the whole 9 yards, right? One time it was a guy, really great businessman, really successful, the whole 9 yards. As I understood who he was, I decided not to do business with him, not to go into a restaurant business with him, not to open up a second location with him. Why did I do that? Because he wasn't a person of good character. He cheated on his wife. He, was a slimy dude, in my opinion, not necessarily doing things bad, but he was not a person of good character. Now, why did I decide not to get more money with this dude? Well, let's just say, for example, we go into business together, right? And he decides, hey, we can cut corners or we can get a lower quality of product in order to increase profits. But ultimately, that would affect people in a negative way. I choose not to align myself with people that's not of good character, despite the opportunity that comes along with it to make more money, because money does not make you a better person. It makes you more of what you already are. So my point becomes, you have to have good character. You have to have discipline. You cannot be given over to everything that you feel. And it's okay to feel. Everybody have emotions, but you don't make decisions and you don't lead based off of those emotions. And that's the difference.
And I'm so glad he made that point, because this is something that I've been trying to mentor the younger guys around me and letting them know that you cannot, like, the world today are setting the generations up for the guys who are still around for failure. Because when guys who think like people who own things, you just heard the way he thinks. So if you come into a situation thinking that something's just going to be handed to you, you're not going to have to work hard for it, you're going to get pushed out the way. They're looking for that top echelon type of thinking person who is going to who does have good character, who does have good morals and good standards. Because even if we're not going in business together, you put my business at jeopardy with the way that you think and the way that you conduct business. Yeah, because when I hire you, you are a representative of me. And if you do something crazy, I'm the one who has to see that lawsuit. You might get listed, but at the end of the day, the money is going to come from me. So
I just want to make sure that there's no misunderstandings. There's no area that we did not talk about or deal with that is unclear, because I fully intend on walking away from this podcast helping people to understand that there is no gray area. There is no area that we should not cover. I'm fully prepared and willing to debate with anybody or have a conversation with anybody that feels differently, especially when it comes to men and how they're supposed to move within a society.
I see some disagreements in the comments.
Yeah, that never came up. We know that. I hold my show every Monday night. We do shows on Thursday nights. They never came up. They're not built like that. We know that. We know that.
Their voice, right? We'll allow that.
And here's the key. Here's the caveat to it all, right? When you're the man that you're supposed to be, you don't have problems finding women. You don't have problems with women aligning with you, because ultimately you are the thing that you're looking to attract. All of the guys that I know that's winning in life, they don't have the same complaints about women as men that's not winning in life. They don't. And women naturally flock to them. Even the women that you would identify as not living in their purpose or as too masculine or not feminine enough or too career driven, they fall right into our hands. They just melt like butter when they get around us because we are the men that you need to align yourself with, and they identify it. It's just a natural thing that happens in society. When you winners, people want to align themselves with you, and it's your pick. It's that simple.
That's all.
Intrigued by Neek? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you wanted to say something else.
No,
Neek?
I'm good.
You guys have any questions for Anton? Definitely a special guest, a good friend of mine. Wealth of knowledge. So ask away.
Oh, I'm sitting up here soaking it all in. I know that I'm aligned on the right track. My mind, I'm on the right track.
Chris, any questions?
Yeah. So we were having a conversation earlier about so we watched a video where a woman was explaining what women should do to get high value men. I'm assuming like yourself. So from your perspective, what qualities do you look for in women?
I think that women need to stop dating.
Okay.
They need to stop dating because when you date, often at times you place yourself in a space to where you're looking at all of the things that don't matter as far as when it comes to a mate, right? So, like for example, when you go on dates or whatever, I don't know your situation, but I'm just saying women in general, or when people go on dates in general, they generally put their best foot forward, right? You're going to get their representative. And then often at times also people build relationships based off of how they feel about a person. Love, looks, sex, all of this superficial stuff that's not really a good foundation to build a relationship off of. And so what I always say is you need to align yourself with people that's going in the direction that you're going. Date your best friend. And if your people and the people that's around you are not a reflection of the people that you want to date, then you need to get in the room with different people and start to network. And when I say network, I'm talking about spending quality time, interacting with people, going out, hanging out, truly getting to understand the people that you're trying to align with long term, because the foundation of your relationship should be built on something much stronger, such as friendship, principle, spirituality, whatever it is that y'all believe in. And it don't matter if y'all got separate interests. It really just matters about whether or not you truly understand this person. And this is the person that's going to, despite any of your flaws or despite all of your past or misunderstandings or whatever like that, this is a person that completely aligns with you from a principle perspective. And that's a foundation that you can truly build a relationship on. Love always comes.
Thank you.
But Anton, you're not born knowing that. How do you figure that out?
Knowing what?
If not dating. If what the most important things in a relationship are.
What are you getting out of dating? Tell me what you learn out of dating.
Experiences, emotions.
You learn what they tell you.
You just learn. You just
what they
soak it
tell
all in.
you, what they present to you.
Right. But it's never always like that. You can't always be presenting, can you? Or do you think that people are that strong?
That's exactly what we do every day. We salesmen.
Yeah.
You sell your kids on why it's important to go to school and not do drugs. Yeah. I sell my wife on why it's important for her to go and cook tomorrow or whatever like that. Everything we do, we're selling other people on why they should do things based off of how we think they should move differently. Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So how is it any different in the dating process? Whereas if you're in a network of people that's actually moving in a direction that you're trying to go, you get to see the intricacies. You get to see how they really think. When you become best friends, and I often say that I married my best friend first. That's the foundation of our relationship. It's the reason why it's so easy for me to be proactive. And whatever it is that I think, right? If I'm looking at a chick and I say, man, she bad, I'm kind of feeling a certain type of way, I'm proactive in telling her that prior to anything happening, because it allows for us to solve for, because it might just be that I'm in a moment, or it might just be that something else, or we need to switch it up or something like that. But she's my best friend first, which means that I'm not trying to not hurt her feelings. I'm trying to be open and honest because the foundation of our relationship is much greater than how we feel at the moment, but more or less what we're building for a lifetime. So you need to date your best friends. You need to date the people that aligns with you, not just the people that look good or that you can find that meet all of the criteria on the app.
Wouldn't that still be dating though? Like it's all just.
It's not
finding someone.
I already knew my wife was my wife before we ever started courting.
Yeah. How did you know that?
You just know.
What do you mean? She was the dopest person that I ever seen in my life. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna let somebody else have her.
Right.
That's mine forever.
Like just looks wise, you mean?
No, just as a person. Like, I never was interested in her from a looks perspective when we first started.
What if you find, like, what if you don't know that? What if you have to go around and see what kind of girl you want, or what kind of guy you want if you're a girl?
Your purpose is wrong, bro. Men should never be focused on women. Men should be focused on doing the work and becoming the greatest version of themselves. You'll naturally align yourself with the person you're supposed to be with when you're on your purpose and when you're out and about being intentional as far as building relationships, not necessarily just with women, but just with people in general.
So you find
I have a question.
You find them only in high school, in grade school, or at work?
What are you talking about?
Like, how do you find yourself around the people that you want to be with?
You go out, you interact, you go into places that you want to be. Like, for example, Clement,
that would be dating.
Hold on, wait. It's not. I didn't say go out with people. I said you go out. When you go out, you're interacting with people on a daily basis. I tell men all the times, and Clement notice, I say, don't work out by yourself. Don't work out at home in a silo. Go to the gym because you interact with other people. You get to learn about people. You get to talk to them. You get to speak to them. Hi, what's going on? So on and so forth. When you go to the restaurant, stop sitting in a booth by yourself. Sit at the bar. Interact with people. You interact with people on a daily basis, but that does not mean that you're dating.
Wouldn't dating be a more direct version of that?
No, dating is, let's be clear. We all know why guys go out.
Yep, to hunt.
What are we talking about, bro? We want to be real or what?
To hunt. We trying to smash.
Yeah.
Somebody said they had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. So, let's see. So why do you think, or any men on the panel, why do you all think that so many men are caught in these compromising positions? Like, because I think that it's good, Anton, to, I guess, put that out there that you're in love with your wife. Like, she's the dopest person you ever met. Like, that made me smile because it's like there are real relationships. Because I always look at relationships like, is it really like that? But so to hear you say that and she's not around, I think that's cool, right? So, but why do you think? Because I'm looking
forward to the explanation of this.
Yeah, because from what I experienced, to be honest with you, these men, they're in love with their wives, but they're just, I don't know if it's just greed or hunger, but they're doing things. They're doing things.
I got a question. I can answer that. It's got to do with the person itself. They ain't in love with their wife.
You don't.
Hear me out. These guys that you speak of, you know, they're not in love with their wife, because if they was in love with their wife, then they wouldn't dishonor her like that. Regardless of there's no such thing as a geographical bachelor if you're in love with your wife. What's happening is they are comfortable with their wife. You understand? Like, their wife provides them comfort and solitude. Like, they know good and well that this side chick that's what that is. That's all that is. That's it. She don't really want him, and he don't really want her, but he's just, you know, he's probably past it. They probably passed their for real dating stages. They don't want to go through the financial dealings. They might have kids or whatever, and they're having fun. But they're not. It's their character. Their character is speaking of what character is, what you do when nobody else is around. And if you can't do right when nobody else is around, that's their character. They have a character flaw. They have a flawed character. And there are a lot of men who have flawed characters. It's sad, but it's the truth.
Are you saying that everyone who's ever cheated on their wife never loved them?
How could you? How could you? Either you being fake with yourself about loving her, or you being fake with yourself about who you are as a person. But
or
something is somebody lying.
Or the temptation is taking over.
I live by myself. My girl do not live with me. I do not cheat on her. I'm here right now. I talk to Clement. And I'm always here. I don't go out.
That's big discipline, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I take the time is coming close to us when we are gonna get together and we get married. I get to actually walk down the aisle and know I ain't cheat on her.
Yeah, I think that everyone is flawed. Everyone. That's the definition of being human.
But you have to learn over time. You gotta look at something. I'm 47 too. You understand? I'm 47 and I've been out with a lot of. I was wild when I was supposed to be wild. I didn't say when I was supposed to be wild.
Yeah, right. You need that. You need that moment. You need those moments. Those are the moments where you grow. Like, so it's not it's, like it might be, I don't know, like those are the things that's why emotions were gods back in the day, because that's how they treated it.
Oh, man.
So like I think that Anton, with respect, isn't giving enough respect to the god of lust or the god of
what?
God of lust.
You know what I'm
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Say impulsivity? Did you say?
I have no idea what this man is talking about right now. I mean, it's just clear. We're not the same, bro. That's all it is. We just different. We're not the same at all.
Anton, could you go into a little bit of could you explain how you view your wife and your marriage?
My marriage is a business first. Everything I do is a business first. And that, this is going to be a deep dive, bro.
I know, but that's why I want it.
But everything is business first. And I mean, marriage in itself is a business concept. You have to literally take vows before other human beings. You have to sign contracts. You have to get a license in the state in which you do it. There's over 1,100 benefits that come along with being married versus being single. It is a business first. So that doesn't mean that I don't love her, and I do. I love my wife dearly, and the love comes with it. But it's all business. It's 100% business. And I don't know how much of a deep dive you want me to go into with that, but it is business first.
Do you call your wife any special pet names?
I don't call her my wife. I call her my chick, or I call her my girlfriend, because it puts me in a mindset that I'm always dating, that I'm still dating. And so, I don't get comfortable in any way, shape, or form. And I'm about business. I'm about the bag, because love don't pay the bills, and love won't ensure that she's taken care of if anything ever happens to me. Love won't ensure that my daughter's college fund is fully funded. You know what I'm saying? Love. I see people say they love each other and cheat on each other every single day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it. For me, marriage is always going to be a business first, because, and let's be clear, that's not how she looks at it, right? She looks at it from a love perspective, but that don't have nothing to do with what I think, because I'm the foundation of how this thing runs, right? I am the head of my household. So, ultimately, if anything was to ever happen to us, they never gonna go to her and say, hey, why did y'all lose everything that y'all ever had? They're gonna come to me and say, yo, fam, what's happening? It all falls back on my shoulders. My wife hasn't worked in 13 years. 13 years, going on 14 years. She's just started to explore the possibility of what her life would look like after our daughter is out the house and stuff like that. And so now she's entertaining the possibility. And it's not that she couldn't work, it's that she always had the option to do whatever it is that she wanted to do. And I seen the value that she added outside of her bringing resources. We never needed her to pay a bill ever in life. You know what I'm saying? And so ultimately what it comes down to is that men have lost everything. They have given up everything that made them unique when it comes to the household, and they've relinquished their crown to popular opinion and people that feel like they should do things differently instead of focusing on the results. And the only thing that matters to me is the results, nothing else.
Damn.
Is that clear to me?
Yeah, that's fact.
Right. Some people aren't happy with the results, though, right? What do they do?
I told you it's not about whether or not you're happy. Okay, let me ask you a question. Because I see the type of person that you are, right? This is beautiful. This is a teachable moment. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't have kids.
When you have kids, are you going to care about, do you think that it's important about how you feel about them or whether or not you put in them the things that they need in order to be successful?
I think you need to have both.
Nope, one or the other. Because you can't lead with, I know it, that's how it works because I got a daughter that's 13 and I don't lead with feelings. I would love to be her friend. I would love to be her best friend. And we are pretty much best friends, but sometimes she needs that hard discipline or she needs a hard lesson in order to help her to understand that she can't move the same way that everybody else moves. She can't do what her friends are doing. It's not up to her what school that she goes to. I take into consideration what she says and how she feels or whatever, but ultimately it's my job to be her parent, not her best friend. So what I'm asking you is,
but she still has to like you.
Wait. No, she doesn't. I don't care if she likes me or not. What are you talking about? That's extra.
You're going to respect me. You ain't going to like me. I don't care if you like me. I'm going to do right by you.
So my point is, are you leading with raising your child with how you feel or what's best for them?
Right. You can't make that the same road?
No.
Because sometimes they're going to conflict.
They are.
Yeah.
Often. So which way do you go? I know why you don't want to answer the question because it's going to contradict everything that you've been saying tonight.
No,
but go ahead.
I'm gonna answer it. I would go for the part. I would spite me for her, of course.
What does that mean? It's a very clear. It's A or B. Do you go with how you feel or what's best for them?
What's best for them? That's what I mean.
Okay, so how does that not apply to every other aspect of your life?
Because you don't also have to have that. If you can find a balance between both those things. If you're smart enough, if you're educated enough, you can be.
Give me an example.
So it's about.
And that's wrong too, but we'll get to that. Because it's not about being smart or educated. The men that's most successful are the people that have the greatest work ethic and put in the most time, and they endured long enough to get to the results. I know plenty of smart people that's broke.
And smart can't be measured anyway, so nobody knows how smart they are.
I know a lot of people that's smart that's broke.
Right. But you can find a new way to explore different options and maybe come up with a way where you can have a more balanced road.
Explore different options. How?
So let's say back in the day, it was when.
Nope. 2021. Because here's the thing, and here's the thing. This is not Call of Duty, fam. You don't get to respawn. You get one shot. You got one kid.
Yeah.
This is not. You don't get to explore.
You got to get it right.
But you have no choice but to explore because you don't know what to do the first time you come off. So all
what do you mean? We have real statistics that says that if you lean towards this way, you have a better probability of them being more successful. Like, for example, kids that are raised in two-parent households are more likely to be successful, less likely to depend on drugs, less likely to end up in jail, less likely to be dependent on their friends.
Successful people, though, single
but we have. That's the anomaly. That's not the majority.
Right.
So which part you gonna lean on? You gonna lean on the anomaly? Are you gonna lean on real statistics that says, yo, if you do it this way, this is a better opportunity?
But why did the anomaly work?
It could have been a grandparent. It could have been somebody. It could have been an extraneous variable that wasn't counted during the real statistic that stepped in and it worked.
my point is that there isn't one way for success. There isn't one right process. There isn't one truth. There is a way where, and you can call it an anomaly, that's fine, because it is less of the majority, but doesn't that mean that something exists that there
wait. Why don't you not go to work and play the lottery every day?
You can do that.
I said, why don't you not go to
work
and play the lottery every day?
Because I don't think it'll work.
Well, wait a minute. There are lottery winners, though, right? It can work.
Yeah.
So why not lean towards that? The probability
of it working is not that great.
Why not lean towards that?
Right.
Why not lean towards?
Well, that's different because it's a choice. If you're a single mom, that's not a choice for you.
It is a choice.
It is a choice.
The dads just leave.
It is a choice. Over 80% of divorces are filed by women.
Right. Who's leaving their kids? The dad.
Over 80% of divorces are filed by women. You're not going to gloss over it.
Right. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. We're talking about single parents.
That means that women choose to leave the overwhelming majority of the time from a marriage.
What majority of men are leaving their pregnant baby mamas? Is that mostly women running away?
I don't think that you're really paying attention to what we're saying. This is real facts, stats.
No, yeah, I get the stats. I get the numbers. I get the business.
Every time I present you with a fact or a stat that's different from your talking point, you go on to the next thing without addressing, or you always lean towards the minority.
Right. Because you're going to keep telling me stats, and I'm telling you that
I speak out of facts. I don't speak out of how I feel.
Right. And the fact is that the stats are not 100%. So there is something else out there. That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
I know. I can tell. I can tell right away, bro. Because no woman is ever going to lean on a man with your mindset.
Right.
They'll settle for it, but they're not going to choose it. They're not going to choose it.
That's not good enough.
You will want a woman that settles for you instead of choosing you. That means that she couldn't get her first, second, third, or fourth option. So
that's always going to be the case, even for you, Anton.
Okay. No, it's not. I was the first option. She was a virgin. The whole thing. My wife was a virgin, and as a matter of fact, I turned her down. I said, "Nah, I'm not interested."
Yeah. You think
and she came on a live stream and said it out of her own mouth.
Do you think
I'm the first option? Let's be clear. I'm the most alpha that you've ever seen in your life.
If that's true, do you think that everybody is having the same experience?
I don't operate based off of everybody anymore, based off of the conversations that you're having, because you're going to keep on moving the goalposts instead of addressing exactly what it is that we're talking about. And the truth is that I speak to the majority. If you having a problem within society, if I go in a black community and I say, and this is just an example, if I go in a black community and I see the overwhelming majority of people are having the same issue, I'm not going to address the anomaly. I'm going to address the majority, because I'm looking for the best results possible. That's just how I think. Yeah. I understand that you always looking for that needle in a haystack. Good luck with that.
We always got to look for it, right? Because there are, even though most men aren't leaving their kids, it's the men that do leave the kids is still a problem. It's still causing a big problem for society.
But again, you're trying to treat the symptom. You're trying to treat the symptom instead of treating the real problem. And when I give you facts to back up what the real problems are, if I go all the way back and say women were incentivized by the federal government to walk away from their marriages, and that's why you start seeing a dip in the marriage rate, and that the government said, hey, you don't have to depend on a man anymore. You don't have to work it out. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. If I say that that's a factor way back in the 50s and 60s, what would you say to that?
That's fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. That's good.
Elmer? CJ might have been right. Elmer, you roll up one while I had my camera off one time.
Elmer, bro.
I'm always high on life.
That's cool. You cool, man. Elmer. I like you, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, I understand that I'm built different, but the one thing that I will say is that I'm a man's man. I'm a throwback, and the results have been proven not just with me, but with my three brothers. All of them married young, never been divorced, successfully married. All seven of my uncles on my mother's side, successfully married, never been divorced. Both of my uncles on my father's side, successfully married, never been divorced. Father, only reason that his untimely death, but they didn't get divorced. My mom was widowed and then remarried about a year later, successfully married. So when I'm saying that, and we're all incredibly successful. So when I'm saying that the results are based off of real life statistics and facts and ways in which you need to operate in order to be successful, that discipline is real, that people don't walk away when you operate in your purpose and you live your life a certain type of way when you're intentional. It's real, man. I'm not talking just based off of my ass. Like, I'm talking based off of the truth and real life experience. Like, my discipline has netted me successfully in so many different ways, including financial. Even though that's not the foundation of why I do what I do, the money come with it. So when you live your life purposeful, and you're operating outside of how society sees things, and you start to separate yourself from the people that think a certain type of way and align yourself with people that's actually conducive for your life, the results come. Mm-hmm. But it's all about being intentional. So we can keep going with all of this anecdotal evidence and how people feel and all of that. When it comes back down to it, either you're a winner or you're a loser. And it's a way to be a winner. And if you choose to walk away from the idea of being a winner, then you have to be accountable for the things that you've done that comes along with being a loser. But I'll never be a loser because I have big discipline. I'm focused. I'm intentional. And this is the blueprint for how you become successful. It's as simple as that, bro. Oh, you don't have a comeback for that, Elmer?
No, I agree with a lot of what you say, Anton.
Oh.
It's just the small percentage. That's where I live.
Well, I guess it depends, because if it's 100% of everybody that I know, then it's not that small.
Create your circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that circle, baby.
I see the wheels turning in your head, but it don't. I guess no. Don't worry about it, Brown. Don't worry about it.
Guys, any more questions to ask Anton before we close out? Actually, you know what? There's one last video that I want to go over, going over dig discipline. All right. So if you guys could all do me a favor and mute your mics. Fair use.
So then she drove back to her place. Oh, you want some of these? Nah, I appreciate it. But she took her panties off, threw them on the ground. I looked at them. They was white. But they had some brown spots in them. So I said, what that is? She looked at me. She said, I ain't even gonna cap. Oh, hell no. I said, nope. That's disgusting. Damn, so how'd you get back home? You had the Uber? What you mean, my boy? Oh, no. Got to see it through, my boy. God damn it. I had sex with her.
Dig discipline, ladies and gentlemen. All right. On that note, you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns? Awesome.
All done.
So
Can I plug my Instagram, Clem?
I'm so Elmer. Surprised.
Oh, my bad.
I was ready to hear more from Neek.
Neek?
What I do?
I said I was just interested in hearing more from you and hearing your perspective.
We good.
Awesome. Well, On that note, guys, we're gonna do one last shout out. Shout out your platforms. Start with Christina.
Hey, it's Chris again. You can follow me at Instagram or on Instagram at The Blooming Ebony, and then look out for my next YouTube video coming out soon.
Awesome. Send all that stuff to me, and I'll add it in the description for the video. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
John, your mic, you muted.
Hey, thanks again for having me on the show, Black Wall Street Trading LLC, and I want to give a shout out to my girls channel, my home girls channel, 3MLO, Three Married Ladies Opinions.
Oh, that was someone over there.
Yeah.
They were awesome. They were awesome.
Oh man, yeah. Actually, she wants you to be on her show.
Oh,
I'm flattered, man. I'm flattered. Thank you.
Yeah. Is that all right if I give her your number?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Awesome. Networking. I love it. Elmer, go for the plugs, bro.
Show
off that dog.
My Instagram is at Spanish_Lotus. I'm not a YouTuber or anything. I'm lonely. I want to make some friends. So
you got some good TikToks too. So.
Oh yeah, at Spanish Lotus on TikTok. They're really funny. So add me on that too, please.
Send all that stuff to me and I'll add in the description. All right. Neek.
I'm Neek. It's been a great show. Interesting point. I did enjoy speaking with everyone.
Awesome. Your YouTube channel as well, Intrigued by Neek.
Oh yeah, what you be doing on there?
Twerking.
Oh God.
Well, Anton, you want to shout out your platforms? Give one last.
You know who I am, man. The king.
Come on, man. You're already on the big screen, bro. You're already in the middle of everyone. You got to say something now.
I don't know, man. I'm the king. I'm the prototype. I'm perfect. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm not perfect because I'm one step away from my final form. I'm in the gym now, and once that happens, it's over. It's nothing that nobody ever gonna be able to do. So, the king is here.
See those button ups fitting up snug on you now, huh?
You know what though? I decided to go with the hoodie tonight. You know when hoodie time come out.
Yeah,
it's
he chose violence.
Yeah, man. And listen, I got this one made just for you, Clement.
That's fair. I appreciate it.
They'll adjust.
Awesome. Guys, it's been a great show. I appreciate all of you coming here. On that note, we are gone.
MJ on the beat, ho.
They know they shouldn't have let me start speaking my mind in the booth. Start speaking the truth. Might get shot for it, but MLK did too.
Look to the sky, ask God why.